Okay, good morning. This week we are back on farm business and we are all farm construction workers this week because we have got a mountain of drainage to do. We've got an emergency ramp to put in, which is behind you. I'll show you in a second. But ultimately, first off, get up there and have a look at this. So this here is the railway line. Now that runs through the land that we've got for the biodiversity net gain for the big site, as well as for parcels of grazing. Now, a few weeks ago in the farm video, we mentioned that our neighbour was very good and they let us have the use of this 20-acre field that runs along the side of the farm. Well, that's now ours. We have double fenced all the way from the railway line up to the main road to keep our stock and next door's stock apart. Not that we get them mixed up, because our cows are way better than next door's cows by their own admission, just saying. What that has now meant for us is that we can now connect the farm to this biodiversity net gain land stroke the parcels of the land that we are grazing. Now, I wanted to put a track in, but ultimately we're not going to get around to doing it this year, and it's a fair length of track, so there's a fair length of expenditure to go in there as well. So at the minute we're just going to have to make do. But we're on a bit of a rush construction job because we've got to sort the drainage out down here because everywhere is flooded, and at the same time we're about to start thinking about running muck out around and muck spreading on the ground that we've got. So, starting at the beginning of the railway line down the far end, we had Ditty the digger driver in at the weekend. He's done some drainage there. There was basically a big area that was holding water and wouldn't get rid of it. We've now drained that and we've layered the level back in so that we can access that section of the land. There was almost an island in the winter because it was surrounded by water and we couldn't get to it. We needed to get to the muck that we have put at the far end of the railway line to spread on Friday. Now, although the railway line is hard standing, it is hardcore, there is that layer of slop on the top that comes in the winter. So to get that muck off, to start spreading on the land that we've got, we're going to end up carting all of that sloppy muck down the road, and the neighbours on Western Way, I'm sure, are going to have a problem with that. So, to try and combat that and keep the tractors and trailers off the road completely, servicing all the land that we've got in one big parcel, we've decided to, for the time being, just put a ramp in onto that new 20-acre field. Now, we are grazing cattle on there at the minute. They're the last of our suckler herd, or 2/3 of our suckler herd. They're the last cattle that we've got presently out grazing. We also want to use this ramp so we can bring the cattle back from that 20-acre if it does get really wet, put them on the railway line. Because it's hard standing, they're not going to be belly deep in shit, and they'll be fine to weather out for just a few more weeks while we're sorting out the shed space. Because at the moment we've still got a few calving, so we've got them to sort. Once we've sorted them, we've got a few fat left to sell, but they're a few weeks off. If we can just get them bits and bobs, we release a complete shed and all of these can go in, and then we can wean off the ones that we want weaned off. So what we've done today is, in the very far end where we've had our handling facility in the past, we've stripped the muck off the top of there, that layer of silty crap on the top. That's took us down to sort of the hardcore base of the railway line, and then we've put some terram down, we've put another layer of stone in. Now the idea of that was, because we needed to get the material up to this end for building the ramp, we didn't want to be carting all that muck onto the road. So we've laid that stone in. We've got to make a hard standing area there to put some bales on and to put a better handling facility in the future. So by putting the hard standing in at the far end, that has meant that we could then get to the material that Ditty the digger driver has left over at the weekend, and we can cart that material up here and put this temporary ramp in. Turn around. So the pile of poo that we're trying to get to is that one there. I've just rooked that up ready. If we get chance, we're going to drop onto that this Friday because we've got 2 muck spreaders coming in. So we're going to have Mark and Ryan on the 2 tractors, and I'm going to sit on the digger and load the muck spreaders with the different piles that we've got in different places, because we've got some at the farm, we've got some round the corner, we've got some down here. So this pile down here I've just rooked up, so that's ready if we get a chance to get onto it this week. If not, then we'll do it in a couple of weeks' time. But this is the ramp that we've just temporarily put in, and it is a real bodge job because all we've used is the claggy clay that we've got left over from down the bottom, which wasn't exactly fantastic. It was very wet, as you can see. So I'm hoping it'll just stand up. We've ultimately only got to get about 8 or 10 loads with the tractor and trailer in and out of here. So I'm hoping it'll stand up just for that. In the bottom, we have put a pipe in. Now, although no water effectively runs down this side of the railway line, we put a pipe in just in case, because we may have created almost like a clay bucket in this corner. So to save that area getting really wet, we put a pipe in, so if anything is running down, at least it can go. But drainage is going to be the next thing, and I don't know whether we're going to get a chance to do it this time, because, go back up. So right in the very far corner, there is a brook that runs across the end to the side of the railway line, and that there brook is taking all of the overflow from the canal. So the canal runs across the back. All of that overflow water pummels down there and comes racing down the side of the railway line. Now, where there's the various gateways, we've got a couple of piped entrances, but ultimately that is constantly flowing with water. All that water is coming down, and now it's gathering in these areas here on the left, on the right of the railway line, and that big area there that we can't seem to dry out. Now, it can't get away because there is still the ditch full of silt, blocked, whatever it is. Ultimately, that water cannot get away because there is that blockage, which needs sorting out, so we need to get back onto the council. So ditching wise, I think we're going to have to leave that for the moment. It's a mountain of a job, because I don't think these ditches here have been done in the last 20 to 30 years. So we're going to have to leave that. However, we're going to have a go at muck spreading. Hopefully, we won't need to use this ramp on Friday. This will dry out before we have to use it, but if we do, we're going to try. So I'll see you on Friday. Okay, so it's end of play Friday, and we have been muck spreading all day today, and for the most part it has gone really well. We hired in 2 muck spreaders, and instead of loading it with a load all like most people do, because we've got a lot of wet ground, and especially where the muck was sat, we've opted to pinch Farm and Gilbert's diggers again. 21 tonne down on this site here, and I'd left the 13 tonne after I'd done that ramp where the other pile of muck was. It's worked really well. It's fast at loading because I'm the best digger driver ever, but it is faster at loading than it was with the load all. And we haven't chewed all the ground up. Or have we, Mark? So we've just had a bit of a dilemma on the last bit. Everything was going perfectly well all day. We got down here to this last bit, which is probably the wettest ground that we've got. Ryan decided the 8 tonne per acre was 8 tonne per square metre for this last few loads. So we've gone on a little bit thick over there. Mark went one step worse though, because Mark was coming through onto this side and he got well and truly stuck. We've had to pull him out. We've had to empty everything in one big ruck, just run it off the back of the muck spreader to get him out. We've cleared the tyres on the tractor and trailer, and then we've reloaded him when we've got him on a drier spot just to finish off. I'd like you to drop a comment in the box, because Ryan said there is drivers and there is screwdrivers. Now, there's going to be loads of arguments over this, because is it dumpy or lanky, or is it blue or green that has been the problem? Because Ryan's tractor and trailer hasn't got stuck. So is it the driver, or is it the brand of tractor? Dead interested to know what you guys think. Drop a comment in the box. And last thing of the day, if Ryan, Clayton, Rob, myself, if any of us damage any of Mark's fencing or gate posts, he throws a hissy fit. I just want to point out, that was none of the names above. Mark did that, and funnily enough, it was funny. Not funny when we do it. Anyway, that's it on the farm. If you like what you've seen, hit subscribe, ring the bell, and we will leave you with a massive on the farm montage with loads of poo going everywhere, a bit of ramp building, and general farm digger work. Boom.
Everything's gonna be hard.